Welcome back guys to another video. Today we're going to be doing a video on this new release, the Hypernet Relay, which you will have seen in your browser launcher, and when you load up the game it'll say new release, the Hypernet Relay. So what we're going to be doing is taking a quick look over it, first impressions to see what it is all about. So we're going to cover a fair few topics in this, but it is only going to be realistically a shortish video. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you how to open it. Now, so from here, I am in G2 at the minute, which is the main market hub of the game. If you want to get access to the Hypernet Relay, come up to the top left of your screen where you've got this the Neocom menu. Go to Finance. And you see there, Hypernet Relay. And it'll bring up this screen, which is your browse screen. So from here you can see there are a lot of things up for grabs at the minute. I mean, you get everything from corpses to blueprints to skill injectors, extractors. You get some extremely rare items on here. And you also get some very expensive and more common items on here. So you can set filters from what you want to see. If you if you're looking for a certain item, you can type the item in there. Or the solar system, hypernode price, it doesn't matter what the prices of the hypernode is, but if you want to do cheap ones, you can stick it to that and that's all you will see. Hypernode count, so you've got 8, 16, 48 and 512. So those are how many of these there are, tickets. Now this essentially works as a raffle system. Think of it as bingo. If you've ever played bingo in your life, think of it as that. So you basically buy, so if I click on here, so you come up, it says here, it's going to cost you 4.5 million ISK for one of these, right? 4.5 million ISK for one of these, and the total price, it tells you the total price of the item up there. So if I want an opportunity to win that item, I buy that ticket like so. Now I have a 1/8 of a chance of winning that item. If all these are bought and my number is picked, I get that item. So essentially I would have paid 4.5 million ISK for a bomber. Now, broken you say? Maybe so, but there are a lot of flaws with this thing as it has only just been released. We will cover those shortly. First of all though, where do you get these hypercores from here? Well, you can get them off the market currently. Let's have a look. Hypercore. So, you've got hypercores here. They are currently being sold on the market for 350,000 ISK, 370,000, so on and so forth. Now, these came from the New Eden store. I'm going to show you now. So you've got the New Eden store where you get all your lovely skins, your Omega Time and your Plex. So 10 Plex will give you 100 hypercores. So 35 million-ish roughly for 100 hypercores, and a similar price for the Plex. But from what I've been looking into it, and what me and Jack have been doing and a bit of research on it, we've been probing around this for a couple hours now and finding all sorts of information out, and it works out that it is much easier and it's more cost effective if you buy 10 Plex off the market, put that into your Plex vault and then convert that into hypercores. It works out cheaper doing it that way. I mean, this is if you really want to be marginal on your profits and so on and so forth. So 100 hypercores, that's if you want to create a sale item. I'll go into that in a minute. But if you want to just purchase a ticket on here, like one of these, you don't need hypercores whatsoever. Okay? You don't need to buy these if you are just going to be buying these tickets here. So all these, you only need one. No, sorry, you don't need any hypercores, my bad. But if you do want to create one, that's where you'll need your hypercores. So if you're not intended on setting these up, or you don't have anything to sell and you don't want to sell, you don't need to worry about hypercores. If you do want to start selling stuff like this, you're going to need them. And so when you're coming to looking at these items, be very, very careful, because some of these are just blatant scams. Complete and utter scams. So this one here, quantum microprocessor BPO. Well, not a B, it's a BPO, max researched. So this is for something you're going to use for Tech 2 production and so on. But if you want to buy that off the market, it's 5 million ISK. So if you want to do a full researched version of it, you can. So this guy's charging 1 million per node, 48 nodes. So he's going to get 48 million ISK for a fully researched one of those, which doesn't take long to do. Just a heads up. So that's probably not going to be an item that you're going to be that interested in, because also the costs. Yeah, it's not going to. You're just not going to want to do that. A Nemesis, for example, this is probably one that you might just want to stick 1 or 2 tickets on. You might get it. If not, don't worry, you haven't lost a lot. But when you start coming up to other things, like, I mean, you've got abyssal items on here now, so that's a way that you can auction them off, which is pretty nice. But you do get things like this. So you got a Black Ops battleship. They're about 1 billion ISK roughly. You can buy 1 ticket, 26 million, and if you get that by chance, because if with 48 nodes available to sell, if you buy 1 and you get it, I mean, you've got 1 in 48 chances of winning it, but if you do, you are in max profit. So that's, I mean, I personally, that's what I do. I just have a little bit of fun with it. As you can see here, I've got 38 active. I have won 2. I'll go over that in a second. But I've currently got 38 active where I just put 1 or 2 tickets on just for the hell of it, because why not? I'm going to go on show finished. So I'll go on the finished ones, which should... Here. So I won, not that one, sorry. I won one of these, but I did buy a few of the tickets. I think I bought 7 of them. But this one here, prime example, right? I put 1 node on, which was 7.5 million ISK, and I got an by luck, a 1 in 48 chance, and it came in on me, and I managed to get myself an Ishtar. So that is a hell of a profit. So we can claim. Oh, never mind. So you can't. So you can't claim it twice, which is a shame. You never know. But that's what basically YOLOing onto it is. You can just buy 1 ticket and hopefully win it. If you don't, you haven't really lost anything. Now, basically, I'm just going to quickly run through on the basics of how to create one, find one, work out roughly, and bid. So I've already shown you how to bid. If you want to create one, you click the Create button, and you drag an item. This is for hypothetical reasons, obviously. So you put here how much you want for that item. So if I want 25 million, okay, it will, 3 days seems to be the default. Changing this does not affect how much you get at the end. It just changes the price of each hypernode ticket. And also, as you can see, I need 3 hypercores to set that one off. Now the hypercores, that changes with how much the value of the end sale is. So if I put a 1 in front of that, it'll go up to 18 hypercores because it's a higher value. Now changing this does not change the amount of hypercores you're going to need, nor will it change how much you get at the end. But what if you're going to be doing this as some passive income? One thing to take into consideration is 1, the cost of these hypercores, because 3 hypercore, well, is nearly 1 million ISK, plus the 5% network, the Hypernet Relay fee as well. Those 2 things are want to be something that you're adding onto the price, the total price, so you can mitigate how much you're losing on there, and therefore maximizing your profits on that. So if I wanted to do that now, I'd click Create. I won't, because 1, it's going to be a waste of hypercores, and 2, no one's going to go for it, which runs quite nicely into my next couple points. If you do create one of these, you cannot cancel it. I've tried, I've looked, so I've created these here, just because, why not? So I've created some of these, some abyssal mods. So this one here, this men's Saro black combat suits, I've put it up for 48 tickets, 15 million a ticket, and then that's worth about $500 million on the market. So if they all get bought up, great, I get all the money, someone gets a nice combat suit, perfect. If they all don't get bought up, the item comes back to me and everyone gets refunded their ISK. But you do not get your hypercores refunded, so you are going to lose the hypercores if it does not end up getting sold completely. So that's something to factor into as well. So if you're going to try and completely scam people, there is a chance you're going to lose hypercores, which can work out expensive if you're doing it on very expensive items. Second of all, also there are a lot of scams with this. So people have started people have already worked out that if you create an item for 300 million, put X amount of tickets out, you transfer some money to another character. If you then use your character to buy half to 3/4 of the tickets, you're going to get that money anyway. If someone else buys the rest of the tickets, or multiple people buy the other tickets, and they don't get the ticket that's drawn, but your character is, you've got all the ISK and you've got the item back. So bear in mind that will be happening a lot. I think I have a prime example on here to show you now. It was one of these. Show finished. So it was only on an daily alpha injector. Not that one. There was another one. Was it this one? Yeah. So you can set up ones for 8, 16. Oh, hang on, how many is it? 8, 16, 48, 512. So he already bought 14 of them. I bought 2, but obviously he gets most of the money back and he got his item back. So that is how one of the scams works. So that's something to keep an eye out on. Also bogus items. So if it's something that's that doesn't look very valuable, always check how much the item is worth on the market versus how much the tickets are. So that's something to keep an eye out as well. Excuse me. So that's just one way that the scams are starting to take into effect. That's not including all the scam items. So your Quave Zero, not Quave Zero, sorry. So that you do get occasionally, you will get like bogus items, like you'll get corpses, you'll get some random crap like that. I mean, that's crap. But it is nice because you can get abyssal items on here as well, so it could be a good way to get abyssal. But again, just keep an eye on that, on the scams, because if you do fall for it, there is no way of proving it apart from. So if you see there is one of these up and someone has got near enough every single ticket, don't bother with it, because you're only going to throw your money in and you're going to lose it, because the good chances are they'll get all the money and they'll get the item back. So don't worry, don't really go for those ones. But this has just been a very quick video, just on because it's very new and I've just wanted to get this out there. I will be doing a follow-up video with how these have turned out. Oh, I've just no, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. No, I thought I just won that another one there. So yeah, if you do want to see some more of this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on so you can see when the follow-up video for this comes up. Should be a few days once all these have expired and whatnot, and I can go through the ins and outs of it all. But again, it looks like it could be quite fun. But again, this is gambling in the game, so just keep an eye on it, guys. But if you do want to see some more, make sure you come back, and I will be looking forward to seeing you on my channel, my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Galaxia Gaming. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do EVE Online. So I'll see you there, guys, and I shall see you in the next one. Take it easy.